Today, I'm going to be designing an exhaust system using the world of 3D scanning on this. Welcome to No Fabs. So in today's episode, we are going to delve into the world of 3D scanning. Now this is a first for me. I bought this from a company what were closing down. They were going into a different world of, I don't know, whatever they were doing. And I bought quite a few bits from them. And when I went to the workshop to see what they got, this was one of the things they got. It's an Einstar Shining 3D scanner. Now I thought, oh, I've never used it. It was an impulse buy, I'll be honest with you. I just thought I would like to get into it, but it's something that I've never really tried. Now, have you tried it at home? One thing I realised when I bought it is you need a very, very good PC to run this, and I have got a good PC at home, but I can't bring the PC to work, so I end up buying a good laptop as well. So this is a very expensive bit of kit. Now, I've scanned 3 things with it in my entire lifetime. One of them is my PS5 controller, and the other 2 are my missus' tits. And that's literally the only thing I've scanned with this. I've not scanned anything as of yet. Not that's worth anything anyway. This is obviously going to be the first job I'm going to try it on. Now, it did scan the other 3 things pretty good. In today's episode, we are going to be trying to design something one-off for this buggy. So in a minute, I will bring you in a bit closer and we'll have a little bit of chat about it. But yeah, that's the aim of today's episode. We're going to delve into 3D scanning. Now, this is a complicated process. The scanning is just like the first part of it. Once you've scanned it, the scanning is the easy part. You've then got to sort of reverse engineer the entire part in something like SolidWorks, which I have not got the capability to do at the moment. So once I've done the scanning work, we are going to be bringing in a third party. I've made a post on my Instagram. I said, can anybody help me with this? One guy reached out to me, does this for a job. He's willing to help us out with this. So what we're going to be doing is, let me get you off the stand and I shall show you. Put this back first. So let me just show you my idea in my head. Well, let me try and tell you the ideas what I've got up here. So usually when we build exhaust systems, everything just comes from up here. All the design work comes from up here. Well, today we're going to try it with computer-aided design. So let's have a little bit of a chat about what we're going to do. So as we can see, this exhaust system was an optional extra. Now, the owner of this paid a lot of money for that exhaust system, and he likes it and I like it. But it wants me to change it up, and I've been staring at this for weeks. If you're a regular follower of mine, you've probably seen it in the background of videos, and I've been staring at it for weeks thinking, how can I better it? Realistically, I can't better it. Now, I would reuse it, that was going to be the option, but if you look, it's looking a little bit scabby. Carbon's going a little bit faded, a little bit scabby. So I decided, look, I don't think I can better that. So I had a little chat with the owner. I had a little look online, see what other people had done. And I found one in America where somebody had not done what I want to do, but sort of similar. So the original exhaust port here, we're going to get rid of this exhaust altogether, and I think we're going to blank this off with a stainless plate. We're going to have my logo laser etched into it. Now, what they did that same thing, but they sort of brought exhaust out of here. Don't like that idea at all. I don't want to do that. But you see these grills. So what we're planning is I want to cut these grills out with an air saw, flap disc them all out nice. And I want to make some new grills, and I want to put 3-inch teardrops out either side. That's my plan. So you're probably thinking, why go to all effort of using 3D scanner? Because I want it to look original. I want these to be laser cut, to be the same style as the original ones, but just with a hole in them that I can come through with a teardrop. Also, I want this all to be neat, so I want the panels to be exact shape of this, so I can pop rivet them in, and same on this one. Everything's got to be right. Now, I could do it by hand, but it'd just take me a long time. Well, probably, to be honest, I could probably do it quicker by hand than I could do doing it with 3D scanner, but what's fun in that, eh? I want to have a play with it because I want to delve into this 3D scanning malarkey. So that's the plan. First thing we need to do is we need to spin it round, and we're going to get everything set up. We're going to get computer set up, we'll get all 3D scanner set up, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, it comes with like all these little stickers and stuff. You have to use dulling spray. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how today's going to go. I guess we'll just find out. So we've just moved the buggy out of its little hidey over. It's been sat over there in that corner for a while. We've just moved it out. I tell you, this thing does not like driving slow. It's a pain in the ass to drive slow. It almost crabs. It's like it's got a welded diff. It probably has, and it just does not like turning. So we've got it out of here now. Just told Connor to put some rags on bench because all this stuff is expensive stuff. The laptop's expensive. The 3D scanner's expensive. So I want to try and keep it a little bit clean. But let's get all this set up. Let's see what we can do. See if we need to, we're going to have to give all this panel a wipe, I'll tell you that. We're going to have to give it all the wipes. I don't think it's going to 3D scan out sludge. We're going to have to give it a good old clean. We'll do that in a sec. We'll get everything set up and then we'll give it a good old clean, eh? Here is the basic equipment then. So here is the actual scanner itself. It is a Shining 3D Einstar scanner. Got a really good deal on it. So yeah, like I say, I have used it. I know it works. It's asking me to do the calibration. So we've just got everything set up on just on top of a toolbox roll cab at the minute. So we're working close proximity here because you do have to keep a cable on it. So I'm going to have to do a calibration first off. So I'll do that using this plate, which is what comes with it. We'll do the calibration with that first. And then we'll get to scanning. We'll get it white when we'll get to scanning, see what happens. See how good this comes out, because I'm not sure. So, right, so let's get to this. Let's want to get the other camera set up as well. Right, let's get to it. So, calibration first off. What's it want? Okay. All right, we've got the play button on the back. And it's asking us to set that plate straight. And we want to be 90 degrees above it. You can see there, look, I've got to keep the dot central and then go up and down. It's done the bottom one. Next one up's done. There we go, it's happy with that. Right, now it wants me to tilt it forwards 30 degrees. White balance successful. There we go. Now it's going to let us do a new project. So we'll click new project and we'll name it. So we'll name it Can-Am Buggy back panel attached, because it's still attached to the thing itself at the moment, and we want to save that to desktop. I'll save that as Can-Am panel attached, because we're going to do multiple scans. We're going to do scans with it on the attached to the frame, then we're going to take the panel off and we're going to scan it separately. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to get a little bit of a clean, and I don't know how good lighting's going to be here. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Well, I've got some dulling spray. Dulling sprays, it doesn't like. I noticed that at home when I was doing my PlayStation remote, it doesn't like doing shiny surfaces. So like the buttons on a PlayStation remote are really shiny. It struggled with those. That's made it look worse than it did. Right. Let's see what happens. Now you have to set up light and everything.
When it's coloured, what does that mean? It's scanned it?
Yeah. So you want it green.
Yeah.
From watching YouTube videos, you want it green. When you've got it green, it's happy then that it's got enough data. Right, lost tracking, there we go. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, mad.
It is mad. So far, it's doing a pretty good job. See, what I was wanting to open it, we're going to get them grills. You know, see the grill texture?
You might need to hold it down a little bit on an angle.
You've got to go around it all, like, all different angles. Lost tracking. There we go, picked it back up. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Scan your head next.
Scan Carl's head. I think we actually should scan your head for a laugh, Carl, at the minute.
Send you off to some game developers.
Well, and just have his head 3D printed and stick it on welding bench.
New welding mat. Get a visor on it.
That is sick, look at that. It takes a lot. You've got to go over it in all different angles to get every single detail.
It's got quite a bit of it though already, hasn't it?
Which is
green.
Oh, so we're not really probably using this one in all honesty. So look at the grills. The grills are the good bit. That's what our open it. We're going to pick up the grills. Yeah, so it's getting all detailed at the bottom of that panel, and it looks perfect, to be honest. I am taking it off and scanning it individually. I'm scanning it on back at car, and then I'm going to scan it on bench. That is mint. Yeah, we don't want it exhausted anyway. I'm just doing this so I've got 3 separate ones. I'm going to scan teardrops because I'm putting teardrops out, so I'm going to scan teardrops. I'm also going to scan the panel with it not on backup. That is sick. See, I can't see it's green from good. Is that all green, that bottom bit now? I can't really
Almost.
see it.
Go on, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so when it's green, it's telling you it's happy with everything.
Just lost something.
There you go, it's picked it back up again.
Right,
Just
bizarre.
We'll try and get a bit further around this top area because it's not got much on that top area up here, look at it. It's struggling to keep tracking because there's not much there. So my plan, boys and girls, is hopefully scanning in. When you go into the world of 3D scanning, you can design all sorts, turbo manifolds, you can design coolant tanks. No, say like the Vectra video, if you remember the Vectra when we designed the coolant tank up and that, and we just sort of freeballed it. Well, you could have scanned engine bay with this, and then you can properly design up. Why has that upset it now? What have I just pressed?
Nice.
What have I just done? What did I press? I didn't press out, but it just says no data scan. Do I need to press play again? Or am I too far away? There you go. Yeah, as I was saying, you can scan like an engine bay and you can 3D design parts up and you can make sure they're going to work, you make sure they're going to fit, that you're happy with them. It's struggling around this top bit because we've not got much data there.
Tell you all measurements and what?
So this is like the easy bit. It's not quite as simple as that. So this has to go into like a CAD program then where it'll have to be reverse engineered type thing. Again, I'm no expert, I don't know. Oh, hang on, laptop screensavers, come on. There we go.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're doing mint and we're just getting all that top bit nicely, look. So it's no fast process. I'm not scanning all back at Buggy, I'm just trying to get a lot of it in. So we've not needed to put any markers on it, we've not needed any dulling spray, it's just gone straight for it.
Them grills are still orange though, aren't
Which the honeycomb bits.
they? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back over them. So it's not got any data there, look, it's just putting it all in now, look. Even though that's not really part of the panel, but not the panel we're interested in. I think we'll pause it there. Let's have a look what we've got so far. So now you can look around it. This is what we're doing at home, like you can look around it, look. You can see what you've got, where you're missing. It's clever stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there, look, we're missing the bottom half of that panel. So bottom, down that right side, we need a bit more. We need a bit more on the whole right side, actually. See, it's all green around here, look, apart from the actual grills. So just remember, folks, we're only interested in the back panel. And this is really, I mean, look at that. You can even see exhaust behind it. How mad is that? You can actually see exhaust silencer through the grill. That is mental. Look at it. Can you see it there?
I think the crazy part is the bit around tips and gaps, look.
I know, yeah, that is mad.
It's got all inside it.
So as I said, really, we're not scanning this to, I'm just scanning it just because I want to look at it, really, just so I can see what it looks like. Then we're going to take the panel off. We're going to get a proper scan of the panel. Because the aim of the game is we wanted to make grills, what go in here, we wanted to make a grill, what goes in there. And obviously we can't really get in there because exhaust in way. But it's some clever stuff, mate. It's clever, clever stuff. So we need to, round the right side, really, we need to concentrate. Bit on this bottom left side, bit on that left side. All the face of it is good and it's happy with all the face of it. Mad. So if I click play again now, it should just literally continue where we left off. Get close enough. There you go, look. Straight back off where we left off. So we know we need to go down that. We'll show them a texture scan after this. I did a texture scan at home, so a texture scan is obviously that's like a 3D rendering, isn't it? Yeah. When you do a texture scan, no, like if we scanned, like I say, an oil can, it looks like an oil can on the screen, like it looks like you could literally just crop it straight into Call of Duty. Yeah. Which is what, this is how they'll do it, I'm guessing. Yeah. They'll literally like scan toolboxes and just crop them straight into Call of Duty, and that's how they do it, isn't it?
They'll have big.
Like when I always like admire detail, like when you'll be climbing you'll be climbing something on Call of Duty and you'll see a weld on it. That's how they'll do it, because they're just scanning real things. I reckon if we scan Carl's head, someone will 3D print it, definitely.
Come on, let's do it.
Someone will.
Call of Duty looking at welds.
Yeah, I do. Me, I always look at welds. I'm like, look at the weld, look at detail on that. Just before I get shot. Right, I think we've got a lot of that there now. Still a bit there, isn't there? In fact, look, that bit.
Yeah.
It's mad how I can see engine fruit grills.
I know.
That is insane. Right, a little bit around that top.
A little bit on them bottom bits.
A little bit on them bottom bits. So here is the final rendering before we actually export it. You can see it's not perfect in places. There is some holes like around here, down here. But the actual panel is the only bit we're interested in. If we're interested in everything else, I'd have gone more in detail. The reflector, again, is not great. But I don't think this scan is going to be of much use. But what's mad is, look through there, look. You can actually see the details on the exhaust behind, through the grills. Same on this bit here, look, you can actually even see the pot rivets on the exhaust silencer. It is absolutely mad. It is the future of exhaust building, or any design work, really. I would like to get more into this in the future, definitely. But for now, we're going to leave that as it is. You can see we've got a big hole down there as well. Look where that bolt hole is, but we're not too interested in that. The only bit we're interested in really is the grills. This bit, that bit, and that bit. And now you can see up there, I didn't get a lot of data around there because of where exhaust is, but that's why we're going to take the panel off. So the next step now is we're going to remove the panel off at Buggy. We might even do an engine bay scan just for laugh, know where original exhaust is. Just I don't know, just because I can. but I don't know if we'll use it. But I think for the time being, that's good enough for now for his first attempt. I mean, just like I said, bearing in mind I've only ever scanned 3 things in my life with this. Look at the detail on the reg plate. Look, you can even see the no-fabs on the reg plate up there. So yes, so we're going to export that now, and then we're going to strip the panel off, and we're going to do another scan. Oh, just before I take the panel off, I've just had a couple, I put this on my Instagram story, and I've just had a couple of people message me saying, that's amazing, can you get measurements from it? Well, the answer is yes, very accurate ones as well. So you can see there, I've selected 2 points on my drawing, so from point 1 to point 2, and that's given me a measurement of 165.0372 millimeters. So as you can see, a very accurate reading. But I guess, does that equate to the actual panel on the car? Well, obviously I'm not going to measure this crazy accurate, but I'm just going to sling a tape measure across it. So 165 from this point to this point, and bearing in mind it's not accurate how I've clicked it, but let's just see. Pretty much dead on 165, pretty much dead on. So let's try something a bit different. Let's go for a texture scan. So a texture scan is a little bit different. It will get all the colours and everything in there. So let's go for a texture scan. I'd say it's a small object. Texture scan enabled, confirm. Let's see how this comes out. So you can see there, that took me only about 5 minutes, but it's definitely no quick process. But I mean, look at it. It's insane, isn't it? So just in case any of you are ever wondering like how they get things in Call of Duty, for instance, like toolboxes and tools and cars and all sorts of stuff, well, this is how they do it. They'll 3D scan them on a texture scan like that, and you can plonk that straight into a game. Obviously, that's nowhere near good enough. It'd need a lot more detail than that. That was just literally just a quick 5-minute going over. But I mean, it's mad, isn't it? 3D technology is mad. Absolutely mental. I can't wait to scan cars bald head. It might not even pick it up with shine on top, but it's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad, boys. I'll try and get you a bit closer so you can see. Check it out. And that's literally just a quick 5-minute going over. You could get it much, much, much better than that if you wanted to. Pretty cool. So boys and girls, there is the panel off. See, like I said now, if I was a little bit more in depth with this, what I'd like to do is 3D scan all of this, and then you could design it on computer and do it like that. I'm not that good at this type of stuff yet, so I will just be scanning panel. Once we've scanned panel, we'll design all grills, and I'll just freehand all this for now. But hopefully, in later videos or in time, I hope to be able to get better with the 3D scanning type stuff, and hope to be able to get to that level. There is a few companies out there like what are scanning engine bays and designing manifolds, and mate, it's insane, absolutely insane. But at that, yeah, we'll get this panel scanned, see how it comes out. Also, let me show you the the rendered version of this. Look, mate, how sick is that? Obviously, it needed a lot more going over it with just a literal quick 5-minute go, but check it out. I mean, there's holes everywhere in it. But how mad is 3D scanning? Right, so here we go again. Panel is now off the car. This is going to take a while. We're going to have to scan this inside, backside, everywhere basically. This is going to be the one that really counts, so it's going to take a while. Let's get on with it. So following on to where we left off on this job, I genuinely can't even remember what the last thing I said on this video was or what we did. This is now definitely a month plus from last time I worked on it, just because I've been so busy and I've not really been happy with it. So this is what I came up with on the last, I think I filmed this, think I filmed me making this. If I didn't, well, here it is. Here's what I had in mind with the teardrop thing. Now, in fact, no, I didn't. I tell you exactly what we were on about when I last filmed on this job. We was gonna be making a blank for this, and we we're gonna be bringing teardrops out of here. Right, I've since changed my mind on that. I looked at it, I looked at the area behind what we got available, and I just thought, you know, it's not really gonna work. It's gonna make it difficult to route the pipe work. So then I had this next plan. Next plan was we're gonna leave these grills as they were, and we're gonna bring the teardrop through the middle. Just because I love the original one. There's no denying it, the 3 pipes. I love the original one. So I thought, yeah, that looks pretty sick. And you know, the more it sat there and the more I looked at it, and I looked at it every single day as I'm doing other jobs, and I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and I just eventually just almost disliked it. Well, and talked myself out of it. I just thought, you know what? I don't like it. I really wish I didn't put the third one on. That's what it were. That's what ruined it for me. When I put that third one on, it ruined it. I wish I just left it as 2, and it would have looked mint with just 2. And I put that third one on and killed it for myself. So that now lives in my office, in my cabinet, as just, I don't know, just some display piece. So we're not going to use that. So what was the plan? The plan was, I loved the original one, like I said. I loved the 3, how it come out in 3 pipes, but I just could never figure out how I could better it. So I pondered on it for a month or so, and well, I haven't pondered on it. Pondered on it for a few weeks or so. That's not going to stay there, is it? And I decided, what am I going to do? What's going to better that, but still be the same type of thing, and also meet the customer's requirements. So just remember, the customer's requirements was he wanted to bring anything we did further out because it was melting the reg plate light. So that were the only requirements we had. So I came up with this, which is, let me just grab the other one. So yeah, I came up with this, which is pretty much just the exact same as what he'd already got, but without the carbon trim. So you're probably thinking, well, Nathan, that's not better, is it? That's worse. Well, yeah, you'd be right in thinking that. It is actually worse at that point because it just looks a more basic version of what he already had. But bear with me. So the original one sat well off centre. It sat upwards like that, well off centre in the cutout, and it weren't sticking out far enough, so the heat coming off it is melting his reg plate. So here's what we come up with. After much design work on computer-aided design, CAD, a chap called Flynn, who I've been working with, we 3D scanned the panel, sent in the 3D scanning, and he designed this for us. Lovely little piece. Now it has got a top bit, it's just not on there on this. He designed this for us, which absolutely fits in there, a glove. So the 3D scanning was a godsend here. To make that by hand would impossible. You couldn't make it by hand. So that's obviously going to need to be laser cut in stainless steel, and then the plan is, I don't know if I'll be able to do this with one hand, but we'll try. The plan is, so the customer's seen it, we've ran it by him, he wants it to stick out like that. He wants it Pagani Zonda style, he wants it to stick through like that, which is fine. That'll look great. So let me try and wedge that in there and show you. As well as hold it. So that's the plan. That is now looking as good, if not better, than the original one, because you've got a little bit of detail in there on the grill, which matches the other grills, so it's not just an open space, and we're going to put it in centre like that. So the only thing left to do with that would be then is get that laser cut in metal. Just so happens, just a sec, pa-ting. So the beauty of 3D scanning is that's a prototype. We put it in there, we made sure it fit, we made sure all the bend angles were great, we made sure we were going to be happy with it. We were happy with it. We then sent this across to the laser cutters, and shitting, there is a metal version, a finished version with bolt-in holes, what we can drill into the panel, and we can bolt that in. How nice does that look? So this top bit had to be welded on. It had to be separate because you couldn't get all the bend angles in one, so one piece had to be welded on. So we opted it for it to be the top one. And you can see we're there, we've just welded down that edge. We don't want to risk going across here. We probably could, but just because we could, I don't think we should. Because if the heat distorts it, it's going to be a nightmare, and it doesn't need to be welded around there or blended off. I think just leave that like that. Happy days. The only alteration we've had to do is we've had to put a slight little bend down in this top lip. Minor problem. That then fits in there a dream. And we'll now need to drill the holes into the panel to bolt that in. And then the exhaust is going to come through that, sticking out just like the customer wants. Now, hopefully you agree, I am so glad I did not put that teardrop on there. It just didn't look right. It's a cool piece, but it just didn't fit this job. Whereas that looks absolutely sick. Now, I love it. I've spent days looking at it, and yeah, absolutely sick. I love that. So next plan now is we're going to get that bolted into the panel. Get that bolted in and do what we've been meaning to do for months while this has been sat here in background of every video. Let's build this damn exhaust. Let's get it done. So the exhaust is going to be pretty simple. All we're doing is we're going off the original part of the exhaust, what he's got. We're going from this because he likes the sound of it. We like the sound of it. He just wanted to change this up a little bit. So we had a flange laser cut like that. So we'll bolt that onto there. We'll just change this tip. Happy days. But he does also want us to take the cat out. So we're going to take the cat out as well. Yeah, we'll take the cat out. We're probably just going to chop that out in all honesty. Well, let's do it. Let's get that drilled. Let's get that mounted. One thing that probably does want is it probably does want powder coating black, and then it would almost fit with the panel, when it would blend nicely then. But then again, do you want it to blend? Do you want it to blend, or do you want it to stick out? I can't make my mind up. I kind of like it silver, but I think we're going to leave that down to the customer. If he wants to have it painted, he can take it off. He can have it painted himself. And yeah, let's do it. Let's start making. So what we'll do is just going to offer it up. Come around this side, Connor. We're going to offer it up. You can see him through grill. And we're going to essentially just use a paint pen, mark where the holes need to go. The reason I'm showing you this is because I'm probably going to keep this file, and if anyone ever wants to buy one, you know, they want to make their own exhaust, you can buy the trim. I might even be able to make you a 3-to-1 if you want. We can probably sell it, and you can make your own exhaust for your own Can-Am. I'm going back now. We are committed. Drill through Carl's hand here. Flip. Sweet. That's how we're going to mount it. I've got some. So the beauty of using 3D scanning is absolutely perfect. Look at that. It almost looks like it was designed to fit in there. The contouring, every single little bit of it is absolutely perfect. Like Connor's just said, we think it looks better silver because it almost stands out. I really wish I got my logo laser engraved on top here. That's the only one thing I'm missing. Just that logo laser engraved on there. I think that would have been icing on cake, the cherry on top. But we can do that for next time if we ever make any more. I think we think it looks better silver, so. Right, let's get that bottle back on. Let's get this exhaust bolted up to it, or made. Right, finally, after waiting for forever, I've finally got this thing mocked up in the back of this. And I tell you what, that is looking serious. But this thing was a pain in the arse to tack. Just because you cannot get in anywhere to tack it, it's got to be in the right position. I've had to do something criminal. I've had to go through the middle there and tack it with MIG welder. Look, I know it's criminal, I know. I'm going to grind them off when I've done. But that's now tacked in position. Also tacked, I don't know if you can even see it. Look, I've tacked it through here. Everything's in position now to the point where I can pull this back panel back off again now. Get a few other better tacks on it. There's one bracket I need to make, and then we can finally weld this thing. And we can rip it. That's what I'm more excited about, ripping it than anything else. But yeah, it's looking sick. I'm still debating, you know, I don't know whether it'd look better black or not. Also, we were looking where we're going to put exhaust tag. I think we're just going to bang it straight there on top of that. Skadoosh. Happy days. Tack that on there. Job done. Right, let's get this panel off. Let's get this thing welded. I've had this here for so long now. As much as I'm excited to rip it, I'm also excited to see it backer it. It's been one of them jobs. Development does take quite a long time, you know. getting all these parts drawn up and, you know, like 3D printing them, test fitting them, making sure we're happy with it. I mean, it's easy now. If I ever wanted to do another one, all the design work's done. But yeah, I am ready for seeing back of this now. I'm ready for a rip in it as well, though. Before it goes anywhere, we'll be having a rip in this, don't you worry. While we're at this boring part of the video, I would appreciate it if you'd all go on Instagram, give me a like on there, search for NAW Automotive. I think we've got, what, 12,500 subscribers on here now. It'd be much appreciated if you could give me a little follow on Instagram, because I've got about 3,000 on Instagram, so yeah, please give us a follow on there, it would mean a lot. We are on TikTok as well, but I don't really use it all that much, just because I've got enough on with other messages and emails and everything else, so I just post odd things on TikTok every now and then. I don't run mad on there. Oof, that's still quite wobbly wibbly. Need to be careful of that. Only one tack on there. Right, let's make sure that still looks straight, and we're going to get another tack on there. Yeah, right, let's get another tack on that quickly. So access now is beautiful. It weren't beautiful before, I tell you. Just 1 second. Right, there we go. Much more sturdy now, that's not going anywhere. Right, we'll get that whipped off, get them final welds run on that. So we're almost done on this now. We're pretty much there. We've got everything welded up. I'll show you them parts now. We have also made a jig here, which I'll show you in a second. We've got one more part to 3D scan, and then it's literally put this thing back together and let's rip it. So let me just show you what we've got. So here is the main part of it, what you've obviously been seeing me make. That is now the finished article, all done, all welded up beautifully. Got some brackets on the top there as well, flange, all welded internally, and then just got a couple of strengthener welds around the outside of it. So that is just the back section. Now, because this is not an original exhaust, it has got that flange on it. If I was to ever replicate this, I wouldn't put that flange on it again. That's just there to make to this exhaust what's on there. There's the original cat. Now, we thought the cat was going to have a cat in it. Turns out it's completely empty. I don't know if you can see in there, it's completely empty. There's actually nothing in it. I don't know if that's been chopped and welded before, maybe, who knows. So that's the original front pipe, that's the bit we made. And now here is the final piece of the puzzle. What I need to 3D scan this bracket. Now I know what a lot of you are going to be thinking, why are you just ripping off somebody else's exhaust? Not really, I'm just copying the layout of it. So if I was to ever build this again, it would obviously be my version of it. The silencer wouldn't be the same. It'd be the same sort of size and length and a round box, because that's all there's space for. But just by scanning this bracket makes my life a hell of a lot easier. I can just basically replicate that bracket or make my own, put my own spin on it. That's the reason I'm going to scan it. So that's what we're going to do. I've got everything set up here now. We're going to scan that. And then, like I said, I don't need that. That's part of this exhaust for now. This job is essentially done. Once we've scanned this, put the thing back together and rip it. I thought I'd just show you this little bit of scanning, since that's what this video is about. Let's get this scanned. Go on. Let's get cracking then. Press it once, gives you a scan preview. So we're only interested in the bracket, nothing else. I just want the bracket, that's it. Something went wrong. Software error code.
Nice.
Oh, we're just getting it. Don't know what happened there. We'll try that again. Right, let's try that again. I don't know what happened there. It just crashed and then just told me there were software updates. So I've done update. Let's try that again. Seems to be getting it nicely, fairly quick as well. Seems to be happy with the majority of that already. Fairly quick. Getting that really quick actually, just show them on screen. Not a lot of textures, is this? It's getting it fairly easily. Lost tracking. That's a bit too close. I'm still getting to grips with this, people, so far it's doing a fairly good job of it. And let's pause it there and have a look what we've got. Still wants a bit more on that front, doesn't it, weirdly? But it's got the rest of it pretty damn good already. Lovely, actually. Just wants a little bit more on that front. But other than that, that's pretty good. I think it's actually doubled up a bit there. I think it's got a little bit more than it should have, like now when it loses tracking. But I think you can delete that. It has, you can got a bit more on it, like where it's lost tracking, so we'll be able to delete that off. Can we delete that now is the question. I can't remember exactly how you do it. Can't remember. I know you can get rid of alt sound, so we're not interested in all this bit, so we can just crop that out. Can't really remember. I think it's pretty close though at that. You see that bit's not even attached to it. Look, it's like it's gone a bit weird there, hasn't it? I think that'll be close enough. So we're just going to trim away all the bits what we don't want, what we're not interested in, because it just takes up processing power when you're doing the editing bit. So we're trimming off all the bits what we're not interested in. Now we have got a few little bits there what are not right, so we might have to do this again. I'm not sure. I'm just going to just trim away bits what I don't want to start with, and we'll see if we can get rid of them bits what are a bit like a false scan. Like you can see there, we've got that tidied up mostly. Now the holes are not perfect, but we'll be able to get them in processing. Like we'll be able to see where they are at least. But in terms of any floating bits now, not too bad. Not too bad at all. There's going to be some holes here definitely, but I think we've got the basic fundamentals what we need to make it into a bracket. So I think we're all alright at that. I'll basically just confirm that and see how it comes out. I think that should pretty much complete that. Look at that, there we go. Getting close on that, Connie. You can basically see now that that is pretty sweet. It'd be nice if we could open them holes up, but I don't think you can. Don't think you can. I think that's good enough for what I need. That is good enough for what I need. So we'll export that, and then we'll get this thing fitted back on, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna rip it. that's all there is to it now. We'll get this fitted back on, get a sound clip out of it, and we'll go for a drive. Here's a little look at the jig then. So it might look like an absolute spider's web of mess, but this is what will allow us to replicate that exhaust. Each one of these serves a purpose, lets us put the pipe in a specific position. We've got mounting brackets, we've obviously got the end point. So yeah, it might look like a web of mess. A couple of pictures in there just to help me if I ever make another one of these, and obviously I forget how something goes. I've got pictures in there of everything, how it all went. But yeah, there it is. There's a jig. It's a little bit rough, but I've got option for turbo back, or I've got option for cat back only. You can unbolt this. That section there is cat back only, or I can do complete turbo back there. Yeah, pretty handy. Right, let's get it back together.
What screens are flat? Then four there.
Right, let's play.
Big donut.
Tell battery's not charging, right?
Yeah.
Put it on your face.
We need some fuel. They can't hear a word we're saying.
No, probably not.
We need fuel if you can hear us.
Well, you didn't really think we were going to leave it there, did you? Of course we're not. We're out in Buggy, we're off-road, and we're going to send it. But before we get started, you asked and we delivered. The merch is finally here. The merch shop is now live. If you do want to support the channel, you would like a hoodie, put the pictures on the screen. We've got grey hoodies, we've got black hoodies, we've got black shirts, we've got caps, various different styles of caps. Only this one listed on the channel at the moment, but there will be other ones. Pretty nice cap. I'm not much of a hat wearer myself, but they are quite a nice hat. So if you do want some merch, head over to the merch store. Link will be in the description. For now, let's get this buggy out and let's send it. And this is going to be the first time ever on the channel that Connor's going to drive. Connor's never ever drove because he's not on my insurance at work, but here, there is no insurance. So Connor's going to drive. Let's get to it. Right. Let's go and have a little play.
Massive on it.
It is massive, isn't it? So owner of this said make sure Connor has a go in it. So here it is, Connor's having a go in it.
What?
Are you reversing up first? Yeah, reverse up a bit first.
Go behind me, they can't
Now.
Go down there.
Go down there, straight down that hill.
Is it H, yeah?
Yeah. Mate, don't
we go down there?
Whoa, where are you going here?
Can I go down there?
No,
You can, can't?
well, you can do, I guess.
Woohoo! Turn here.
Watch that tree. 2 minutes in and we're already about to roll it with Connor driving. Keep it roll steady, keep it steady.
We're almost sideways.
Go down there. Go down there.
here.
Down there. Right. Turn. Yeah, right. There you go. We're safe.
Wait, on here.
Yeah, let's have a play on him. Go down, show on the other side.
Brakes are a bit sketchy, aren't they?
Left down there.
Down here.
Down there. That little route what we just did.
Where did we go?
Up here, right. Up over that bit.
Am I just sending it?
Don't send it. It's bumpy as hell. Just slow. Left. Don't turn brake shot. Keep power on while you turn. I'm more scared in passenger seat than I am
I
driving.
know it's scary in passenger seat, isn't it? Because you ain't got no fucking control. It's fucking sketchy, that.
It's more scary at passenger side than it is in driving seat.
Because you don't have no control over it,
I
so you don't
know.
know what's going on. I'll do one more loop.
Whoa, fucking raging! That 4-foot drop!
Can I go up that bit? Go back up there, yeah. That's fun, that. More scared with him driving.
Now, before we leave it there, the owner told me to make sure I send it over a jump, so let's try it. RIP camera pole.
Can I get a copy of that?